What's up, gods and goddesses? It's your girl Montana with Modest Perfections. Today I am doing some box braids, but that's not what this video is about. But I will let y'all see my beautiful work once I, get to where I'm going with it. I'll turn the, that way y'all can kind of see. Yeah. So today I wanted to talk about a little where I've been for the past few days or the past week or so, because I have not made a video for y'all, and let y'all know what was going on. And it's a message in what happened too, so I give y'all the message as God gives me the message. But basically, last Sunday, I woke up and it felt like somebody had took like a weight and put it on top of my chest. Like literally a weight. It just felt like somebody was just standing on me right here. And I mean, I could breathe. But it felt like my lungs were being pulled down. Like the inside of my chest, like somebody was like pulling it down. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna, probably turn on my humidifier or something like that to see if that helps. But I noticed it wasn't like affecting my breathing. It was just, I could feel this ongoing feeling. So the next morning I was sitting at work, and then on my YouTube feed, there was a person and they were giving a message from God, and the message was saying to God said get a chest x-ray, because when you get the x-ray you're gonna be so happy that you got this x-ray. So I'm like, okay. So I was like, all right, God, I'll just go get the chest x-ray just to make sure everything is good. So I went down to the urgent care, and as soon as I got to the urgent care, they like did an EKG on me. They was like, oh my gosh, you're probably having a heart attack. I'm like, a heart attack? A heart attack? So they ran an EKG, and I was just like super nervous about it. Like I had told my mom, and I didn't want to tell my mom. This is like part of the message with this. I didn't want to tell my mom. I didn't want to tell anybody what was going on, because everybody's faith ain't where my faith is at. And my mom was just like losing her mind. I ain't gonna say losing her mind, but she was just cussing me out the whole time. I'm like, Mama, my blood pressure is 202 over 100 or something right now. Like, you're gonna have to stop yelling at me and fussing at me. I don't want to hear that right now. Like, I'm about to come over there and see about you. I'm coming over there, and you need to sit down. Da, 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 da. She was just going on and on. I'm like, I really don't want to hear that. I keep telling you. Now, mind you, the whole time I'm talking to her, the nurses are in and out. They hooking up stuff in my body. They doing this and doing that. Doctor coming in, and she just going crazy. Just going off fussing at me. You need to sit down somewhere. I'm gonna come down there and check on you, but I'm gonna sit in the car. And I'm like, Mama, you ain't gotta come down here. Just it ain't like you're gonna come in the hospital anyway, because you scared of COVID, so you might well just stay at home. No, I'm coming because you my child. You my child. I'm like, yes, ma'am. All right, whatever. Okay. So, hey. So I'm like, you got an appointment?
No, actually, I'm just gonna walk in and try to get a cut.
Oh no, we good. We're not cutting today.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, let me lock that door. 1 second, people. My bad, y'all. So she ended up coming on down, and they ended up sending me over to the hospital for emergency testing. because the doctor was like, he really strongly in his heart, he was going on and on. Yeah, it's just a blood clot. It's just a blood clot. It's in your lungs. Like, he was so adamant about me having a blood clot. And I was like staring off into space like, oh, blood clot? Mind you, I have a friend in Colorado. I reached out to her. I was like, yo, I need you to, be in prayer for me. Let you know what's going on with me. And I reached out to one other friend, but she didn't get my message till the next day. It was too late by then. But I did reach out to her. And the only reason why I reached out to my mom was just to kind of let her know, like, look, this is what I'm going to do, And so, yeah, the doctor was just so nonchalant. It's a blood clot in your lungs. It traveled up from your leg to your lungs. That's more than likely what it's going to be. I'm just going to have them to run more tests on you when you get to the hospital. And I said, so if it is a blood clot, what are you going to do, cut my lung open and get it out? He was like, oh, no. I was like, so what's going to happen? So he was like, we'll have to go from there. I was like, so is it fatal? He was like, oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. And I'm like, this man is smiling at me while telling me that I could have a fatal, like it's a potential that I may have something fatal going on with my body. This is why I don't do like the whole medical system, because they get paid to put that fear in you and diagnose you with stuff, and so that you'll accept it in your brain and die right on off, or either take their medicine that they prescribe you and kill yourself with that. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So I just in my mind said, Lord, it's whatever, God. Like, ain't nothing I can really do about it but trust you at this point, But I know this is for a reason. I don't know why, but I know this happened for a reason. So get over to the hospital. They ran their test, and I was in there pretty much all night. It got to the point where I just wanted the nurses. The staff was so nice. Oh my gosh. At the hospital, well, and then the lady at the urgent care that did my EKG, she was the sweetest thing in the world. She was so sweet. Shouts out to her. I can't remember her name, but she was so sweet. But the staff at the hospital was like, they parked my car, because I had pulled up in the front. Security guard was like, we'll move the car for you. And they were just so nice. And I wanted the nurse to stay in the room with me. I was like, please don't leave me in here. Stay in here with me, please. Like, she was so nice, I wanted to cry because she was just so nice. That's how nice she was. Like, so, like, people that are, like, nice like that, shouts out to y'all, because it just goes a long way in my book. I like when people are sweet like that. Like, she literally had me about to cry just because she was so nice. I had never been treated so nice in a hospital before. And so then they ran all my tests and stuff, and everything came back normal. And then they was like, oh, it's just inflammation. Have you been sick recently? I was like, yeah, I was sick a few weeks ago. I was a little under the weather because I had went out the house while it was cold and my hair was wet. And the next day I woke up, I was just like not feeling good. And they was like, oh yeah, well this can be a delayed effect from being sick. I'm like, what? I have never heard of nothing like that in my life. They was like, oh yes, it's totally normal. It goes away on its own, but you can take some naproxen to reduce the inflammation and the pain or whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm not really in pain. It just feels like heaviness. And they was like, yeah, just take some naproxen. You'll be fine. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, and I was so mad because, like, normally, like I said, I don't normally fool with the hospitals and stuff. So I was like, man, now I got this doctor bill because I know my insurance ain't gonna pay for all of this, man. I was just hot about that whole situation. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? This could be a testimony for somebody. So the message in this is that, you know, one, if you got something going on and you know for sure that certain people's faith is not aligned with yours and they're not going to believe God for you to have, you know, total healing You know, they might say death, doom, and gloom. Because I had told one of my friends that she was about to cry, and I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. We trust in God. Trust in God. So then she shifted, and she was like, yep, you are completely healthy. Everything's going to be fine. I was like, exactly. So if you don't, like, I wouldn't tell anybody if you got to go to the ER or something. I wouldn't tell anybody if their faith is not where yours is, because they may be the type of person to be like, oh, that's your such and such, or that's your such and such, or, you know, oh, I went and for me, it was a such and such. Like, they're trying to put something on you. Don't let them do that. And then if you have a doctor, like the doctor I had at the urgent care, just tune them out. Like, don't accept, whatever he is saying. Like, okay. Like, I mean, it could have been it. I could have very well had a blood clot, but God just removed it. So this is how good God is. I was just praying like, Lord, and I didn't even go to no long prayer about it. I was just like, God, look, I trust you. I know I'm here for a purpose. I know I got these 2 kids. Cause I had asked my mom, I was like, Mom, you think I'm gonna die right now? Like, cause I was like, I don't feel like it's my time yet. I still gotta set things up for my kids before I leave. She was like, no, don't be talking like that. I'm just asking, you know, I'm just asking. But I literally think about death every day. So not out of fear of dying, it's just like, is everything lined up the way it needs to be in case I do die, right? That's something y'all need to think about. Like, if you died right now, is everything the way that you would want it to be? I told my kids, like, if I go, I want y'all to know it's me when I come visit y'all, and this is how y'all gonna know it's me visiting y'all, because I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Think about stuff like that, because we don't know when we're leaving. We really don't. And death doesn't have a sting, so it doesn't have to be a bad thing. But and that's not putting death on anyone. You're gonna know, like people say, no man knows the day or the hour. We don't know, but at the same time, I feel like God comes and he has that conversation with each of us right before it's time. Like my grandma, she knew she was about to go. She was like, God showed her a year before it happened. I didn't know about it until after the fact. My mama wouldn't tell me. And she said God had took her and showed her a nice apartment that he had for her. And we didn't realize it was like a heavenly place at the time. But that's what it was. God had already showed her, like, you know, he said, I'll go to prepare a place for you. And that can be taken in so many different ways, because it can be the secret place, you know, where you and God spend time together right now here in this earthly realm. And it can also be the place, you know, your eternal space, when you leave this body, the shell that we are in. So but yeah, I want to tell y'all, that's where I've been. That's what was going on with me last week. I had that going on. I'm glad that everything is okay. I was shocked because they was like, yo, liver, everything looks so good. I'm like, my liver look good? I was shocked about that one. But yeah. So God is good. And we just thank God for his ultimate healing power and the power of prayer and the power that's in our tongues, the power, you know, in the words that we speak that go into the spirit realm, and, you know, that the word can't return to God void, you know, it shall go forth and accomplish what it pleases and prosper wherever you send the word to. That is, you know, all we did was send some healing to my body, and it prospered. The word prospered. So we thank God for that. And yeah, that's the moral of that story. Don't let nobody put nothing on you. You don't have to accept it. Like I said, I was in a state of shock, and I just couldn't believe it. The doctor was smiling at me while he was saying that. Like he was literally had his arms folded, leaning up against the counter, smiling. Like, yeah, it's just a blood clot in your lungs. Yes, it's pretty much, yeah, it's fatal. Yeah. Like, what? Dude, what? Yeah, you telling me what? He was like, well, you know, we gotta run some tests to make sure, but I'm thinking it's probably what it is. Yeah, you swell up here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It just traveled from your leg. I'm like, well, how do you know for sure? He was like, well, we gotta run tests. I was like, okay, we're gonna see what this test say. So, I was like, Lord, I pray against that. No weapon formed against me will prosper. So, but that's it, guys. I'm gonna make y'all some more videos while I'm doing these braids. I just want to share that with y'all, update y'all on what's going on. Peace out.